Alright, so the Carter 5 dropped tonight, Lil Wayne's latest album. My expectations were low. I thought the Carter 4 was very average, nothing really that memorable from it, so I didn't have a high expectation going into this. Now, I just heard it. I'm going to give you my first impression, so stick around. Let's hear what I thought. Alright, ever since the Carter 4, hip-hop has been elevated by people like Chance and Kendrick and Saba and Milo and all these people that are putting out really unique sounds and things that are just taking the landscape and making it something that you really have to rise to the occasion to meet. Now, Wayne has been very hit or miss for the past couple drops, whether it be a mixtape or his albums. Nothing's really been like amazing, and I really didn't think that the Carter 5 would do anything for me, but it's really been hyped, so I wanted to give it a listen, wanted to give you my thoughts. I'm gonna tell you right now, I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. It is an 87-minute album. I don't know why these rappers keep doing this. Like, you gotta censor yourself a little bit. But let's dive in. If all 87 minutes are awesome, I will eat these words. Starts off with an emotional recording of his mom saying she's proud of him. Interesting way to set the tone for the album. But the first track, Don't Cry, features XXXTentacion, or however you pronounce his name. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I feel like his music was for a generation below mine. I really can't get into it, and this track itself is quite boring. As an album opener, you'd expect a lot more, and this track was just very middle of the road for me, maybe even below that. The beat's lame, Wayne's lyrics are lame, not sold yet. Dedicate makes me change my tune a little bit though. I'm loving the beat on this. Wayne's rapping confidently, which is great, but his lyrics and the wordplay leave a little bit to be desired. It relies on a lot of repetition to keep the flow going, which kind of gets old. The beat's really fun though, and I wish he had a feature on this track, because that would actually make use of this beat. Uproar though is amazing. That is a hype track. It sounds like a beat from Nasir or maybe some early Jay-Z stuff. It's just fun. It's a banger. I can see this being a standout on the album without a doubt. Let It Fly features Travis Scott, which honestly I'm not a big fan of Travis Scott. I thought Astroworld was very average at best. And immediately this song sounds more like a Travis Scott song than a Wayne song with the vibe it's cultivating. Not really a great thing to me usually, but as the song goes on, it's actually not that bad. Can't Be Broken, this is the first of 2 songs on the album that give me this feeling. Sounds a lot like it could have been on Eminem's Recovery album. Something about the flow and the beats, I don't know. I mean, if you guys agree with me, please let me know in the comments, because this was a very strong feeling I got immediately upon listening to it, that it could have fit in on that album. It almost sounds like Wayne's trying to do that album's style. I don't even know, but it's a very average song. Dark Side of the Moon featuring Nicki Minaj. Now, alright, I love Nicki and Wayne together. Usually, they go way back, so I don't really know what to expect from this song. I was hoping it would have some really dope Pink Floyd elements. Not really so much. I was hoping it would be the two of them rapping hard. Again, not so much. This is an R&B inspired song. It's pretty, but it's more cheesy than pretty to me. I was hoping that Nicki would be rapping hard. She unfortunately is not, and I guess it's true that Monster Nicki is truly dead. Mona Lisa featuring Kendrick. Now, this is where my hopes were really high. Kendrick does no wrong. Didn't know what to expect from this track, and it's good. I mean, it's Wayne rapping through a story quickly. It's captivating. His verse is awesome, but then Kendrick comes in and just decimates the track. Honestly, it kind of made me want to turn the album off and just start listening to Damn. Kendrick is legend, and this track just proves it. It actually kind of serves to make Lil Wayne look bad in comparison. I mean, when you hear what Kendrick pulls out, it makes the rest of the stuff Wayne's been doing seem very average. But it actually gets better from here. Well, almost. What About Me featuring Sosa Man has a really interesting synthy trap beat that I really enjoyed, but the song itself wasn't the best in terms of the songwriting and the flow and the way it went. It felt like it was almost trying to do the passion fruit or love kind of vibe, and it didn't quite do it as well. It didn't hit that goal the way those songs did. Too much auto-tune on this track. Open Letter is a solid hip-hop song. Wayne's rapping well, but it's nothing we haven't heard from him before. And then Famous features Reginae Carter, who is his daughter, which I thought was really cool. Never heard her sing before. She has a really unique voice. I like it. This is the other song where it kind of sounded like an Eminem Recovery song. I don't know why. There's something about it. I can't put my finger on it. Pretty good song, though. Can't front. Problems, solid track. Nothing extraordinary, but a good listen. And this is where the album really picks up. Dope featuring Snoop Dogg. Now, Snoop Dogg is awesome. I mean, whatever he comes on, it usually elevates that track. This is no exception. But this track surpassed all my expectations from even just seeing the title and who was featured. The beat is just unbelievable. It sounds like a Currency beat, maybe mixed with some Blue Sky Black Death production, which for me, seeing as they're one of my favorite production teams of all time, that is high praise. And it samples Explosive from 2001 by Dre. I mean, this song is just so heady and so good and probably my standout from the album. I thought it would be hard to follow that track, but Hittaz manages to keep that vibe going in such a good way, also very heady. Wayne stunts on this beat in the best way, and the album's really picking up steam at this point and does not stop. Took his time, continues this streak, enjoyed that track as well. And then Open Safe slaps. I mean, it's that cocky Drake style flow that I love that Wayne does every now and then. It's just a really good listen. Then they hit you with a surprise with Start This Shit Off Right, featuring Mac Main and Ashanti? Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. But that's good. I love Ashanti. And this song almost feels like it has that vibe of like a Ja Rule Ashanti era track. The beat is really fun. Her vocals are heavenly. This is a really good track, and it doesn't really sound like anything else on the album, and that's okay. It somehow fits in. And then Demon comes in. Demon has this old school soul vibe that kind of has that trap feel to it as well, the signature sound throughout most of the album, but this song is one of my favorite vibes on the album. It works really well, and this is definitely a top 3 for me on first listen. And then comes Mess. I was wrong about What About Me. This is the song that's trying to be that kind of love by Kendrick of this album, and it does a really good job of capturing those feels. Immediately it opens up with this absolutely gorgeous guitar. You could tell me it was a Jose Gonzalez song and I would have believed you. Really emotional, really beautiful song, something I didn't really expect from Wayne in 2018, and I love it. But then the album has a bit of a dip. Dope New Gospel featuring Navia is just okay. It didn't really do anything for me. It was a very average song. Perfect Strangers right after that kind of follows the same pattern. It lost some steam for me. I don't know why. Maybe it was too good before it that it just couldn't live up. I'm not sure. But then Used To is a pretty good track. It has a vaguely Halloween kind of feel to it, so I feel like at the end of October I'm gonna be bumping this quite a bit, but not bad. And then Let It All Work Out is the closer of the album, featuring an uncredited Sampha. Now, this is a good closing track to the album. I really enjoyed it, and it had me reflecting on the album throughout the track at how I was so impressed by a majority of these songs. There were definitely some weak songs, and again, as I said earlier, this is way too long at 87 minutes. He really needed to censor himself. There's at least 5 or 6 of these tracks he could have just done without, made it a more trim, concise, and, you know, concrete album without having any fluff. But I will say this, it is a surprisingly coherent album from Lil Wayne in 2018, especially following the, in my opinion, mediocre Carter 4. It's long, but it has more unique wins than the very long Scorpion did, in my opinion. Also worth mentioning, Drake was not featured on this album. Definitely a surprise for me. I was pleasantly surprised with what this album did for me. On one listen, I thought it would be one I'd have to kind of dive into more and really pick apart the pieces I liked, but there are some tracks that right after I get this video up, I'm gonna go back and listen to immediately because they really won me over. Stuff like Demons, Mess, Dope. Those are just amazing songs. Not even amazing Lil Wayne songs, just amazing songs in general. So overall, if I have to give this an arbitrary score out of 10, honestly, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'm just amazed that I liked it as much as I did. I'm a casual Wayne fan. I love his early mixtapes. The Carter 3 was probably his last great album before this, in my opinion, including all the tape drops he's done between then and now. But, I mean, Wayne really brought it. Again, should have censored himself. That's kind of what hindered him from getting an even higher score. But the songs that I loved, I really loved, and it propelled the album to this upper echelon of scores. So, nice work, Lil Wayne. I'm impressed. What did you guys think of this album? Leave me a comment with your favorite tracks. If you agree with anything I'm saying, let me know. If you disagree, also let me know. I'll probably respond in the comments. If you guys like this video, more videos like this soon. I know we got Yandhi on the way and a bunch of other good albums this year, so I might have to do some first impressions of those. But otherwise, stick around, learn about my record collection, subscribe to the channel if you're a fan of vinyl or music, and more videos soon. Take it easy, guys.